Finding inner peace doesn't look like vacation. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care who's telling you or why they're telling you. It's none of my business why they're telling you, but I'm here to tell you that finding your peace does not look like a vacation. I just came through the dark night of the soul, spiritual awakening, finding myself in the peace within, and I can assure you that it looked like a 6-month walk through hell. It started on my birthday. It was, let me finish this. It is more like a 6-month walk through hell. With 3 of those months, you're going through an exorcism. It feels like an exorcism. It looks like an exorcism. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie with Linda Blair. Well, I was Linda Blair Lightfoot Gonzalez. Okay? I was not in a posting position. It didn't look good. It didn't feel good. It didn't smell good. Because when I tell you that I didn't have the energy to do anything, I didn't have the energy to do anything but get up from my bed, go into the bathroom, go downstairs to get some water, because I didn't even have the energy to chew food. So when I see these young ladies and young men are like, oh, I'm out protecting my peace, I'm out here healing, I'm on my healing journey. I don't know whose fucking journey, whose healing journey you're on. Or maybe the healing journey looks different when you're 50. But on my 50th birthday, I woke up and I knew, I felt like I was being held down. I was being held back. I felt like I couldn't grow. I felt like somebody had clipped my wings. I was anxious. I needed to get up and run. I needed to get away. All things were wrong. I didn't want my family. I didn't want my job. I didn't want my house. I didn't want nothing. I wanted to get the fuck out, is all I can say. I don't know what I just woke up. I woke up. I left my job February, I guess, the 28th, because I was taking my birthday off. My birthday being the first week of March. I was prepared already, had taken the vacation days, and I woke up and I was like, I'm not fucking going back. And my husband was like, you know, I guess he had this like, what the hell are you talking about? Nonetheless, then it was like a couple of weeks later, I'm like, I don't even want this marriage. Like, I don't want nothing. Nothing is serving me. Nothing is feeding me. Nothing is working. Everything is off. I don't know what is wrong, but something's off. Okay? Probably perimenopause mixed in. I don't freaking know. But I can tell you this. God set me down. And I don't know if you ever had this dream where it feels like something is on you, holding you down, and you're in your dream. You're using every muscle that you have to try to get up, but you can't get up. That's how I felt. It was so much stuff inside of me that I was trying to get up and run, because in my life I was kind of avoidant to things, but I had worked on it, and I thought, no, this can't be that, because I already know, like, that's not what I do, and don't do that anymore. So I deal with stuff, and no, this was different. God said, no, you have been doing great with all these journeys from 20 to 30, from 30 to 40, and 40 to 50, but 50, is a different kind of party. 50 was the F it party. F it all. I did not give a rat's ass about anything. I cannot tell you the level of not give a F that I had. I wanted it all to end. It was the darkest, most intense hour of my life. And it was definitely not me sitting on the beach sipping on a pina colada. It rocked my world. Sitting in silence with myself. I had anxiety, fear of something. I felt like, oh, somebody put something on me or something. I've never been this anxious in all my life. I just wanted to run. And all I could think was Thailand. I was going to Thailand. Excuse me. I felt entrapped in my body. I was not connected with my spiritual gifts. I talk about this in one of my other YouTube videos, but I was not connected with my spiritual gifts. I thought that the people around me were siphoning my powers. I was drained. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. But nonetheless, for days I would be like just water and urination. That's all I could do. That was all I had energy for. I couldn't pick up the phone. I couldn't do anything. I was home alone. My body was aching. The follicles, the hair follicles were painful. That's when I found out I had plantar fasciitis, which I thought was fake, but I was like, everything about me hurts. I had, dang, my nose is hay fever, and I shouldn't be out here making this video. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. So all I could think about at that time was like escaping. I needed to escape. I needed to get away. I had to get out of this. This was uncomfortable. I was miserable. I was in pain. I had cried and cried and cried. I don't know if you ever cried so much that the sound goes out. The tears were dry. I was crying. There was no sound and there was no fucking tears. That's how this 6-month period, from the end of February till now, this is how this went. Shout out to my very best friend, Shatan Renee Wolf McCreary, and I did say her whole government because she deserves it. We've been friends since we were 4. We're 50 now. She's 4 days older than me. She came through. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, we've been in and out of relationships or whatever. Life has happened. We've had our kids, blah, blah, blah. She came through at this darkest hour where everything was on the line. She came through. My sister-in-law, Melinda, my brother, Greg, my YouTube people. Like, I went and got a psychiatrist. I was already in marriage counseling. I got another therapist. I had another therapist, and nothing was as educating as YouTube. I found out my attachment style and how it was based on my relationship with both of my parents, and why I would attract people that did these things, which I had already thought I dealt with all of that. But there was something that God wanted to show me. He said, you learn how to deal with everything everywhere outside, but now it's time for you to deal with inside. Dang, now it's time for you to deal with what's inside of you. And I'm going to keep this video because this is my soul speaking. So God, when God is taking you on a spiritual journey, for your own inner peace, nobody can be around. Nobody can be around. My neighbors watch everything out for me. As a matter of fact, I'm real picky about my grass, and Mike just cut my grass yesterday for me. I love them to death. My neighbors are the best. But they thought, many of them thought that I was gone. I was in Cali working. I haven't been to Cali in a year, but they didn't see me. I didn't turn on lights, nothing, because I was in solitude. I was in hermit mode, trying to learn this lesson, because I said, if I can't make it through this lesson, they'll find me in here dead, because this is I've never been through anything this intense. Having to sit and not be able to move, not be able to talk to anybody, because God said, be still and be silent. And a lot of it was so that I could see the movement of the people around me. And then he said, that's enough of that. Let's look inside. Because you think that you love yourself because you bought this big beautiful home, and you got this big wonderful job, that you take care of people, and you're so meaningful to so many people. You are so many things to all of them. But what are you to you? You are used to abandoning yourself, running off, dealing with other stuff so that you don't have to deal with your pain. I'm gonna make you sit in it. Tell me how you feel about this divorce. Tell me how you feel about if I never let you step in another hospital again. Tell me how you feel if your children will never talk to you again. Sit in it and don't move. Tell me how you feel about all those aches and pains in your body. This is me and God. See, most of the time when we have aches and pains, we call somebody and we tell them about it, how we feel. No, tell yourself how you feel. Tell yourself about how you feel about your father not being emotionally available to you. But he has a wonderful life and a wonderful wife. Tell yourself how you feel about your mother not being who you needed her to be. No, don't go anywhere. Don't move. Because remember, I'm holding you down. You can't go nowhere. And I've locked your finances, so you ain't going nowhere. Sit there. When I tell you, I cried. And I cried. And he said, and tell me who you are to you. You know how you be rubbing on everybody and telling everybody and loving everybody and telling them all those good things? I'm not sending nobody to do that for you. Do it to yourself. Do it for yourself. I was a baby in a fetal position, crying until the sound left my voice, crying until there were no tears left. And he said, I want you to write it down. How you really, really feel inside. That you love a man who gives you the bare minimum, and you give him your life, your last breath. Tell me how you feel about them friends that you go so hard for. Whenever they have something or need something, you're there. And they're not here now. I'm not going to let you go until you feel this through entirety. There's no alcohol, there's no marijuana, there's no nothing but you and those feelings. Baby, I survived an exorcism. There's nothing that a person can tell me. There's nothing that a person can show me. There's nothing that I need to know about anybody else because I know about me. I know what I ran from because I thought it was going to break me. I had to sit in it. It took 6 months. There were no pina coladas. There were no beaches. There was no hairdos. I was lucky to brush my damn teeth with the energy that I had. That is inner peace. Now, if you can't treat me the way I treat myself, you will never ever know what it could have been. And that's for everybody. That notice was served a long time ago to a lot of people, but the meaning and the power of it is different today. I know who I am. I've always said that, but now I am true to myself when I say I know who I am.